Well, Guten Morgen, meine Freund. Let's pick up where we left off last night. Last half of this, finish it out. Quick recap. Americans need 10 to control 10 of these building hexes. They control 4 currently. Casualties, 2 U.S. squads and a leader, 1 German squad. So, with only, Germans started out with 7 squads, down to 6 because of 1 casualty. 2 still yet to pop up on the table using the solo method I have crafted. But if they can knock out more than half of the U.S. squads, that would be a victory for the Germans before the U.S. can grab hold of the requisite 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 building hexes. So let's just hop right in. I do believe strongly that is the American turn. I could be confused. Let's get this camera where we want it. Okay, there we go. Right here. Now. There it is. Here, yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll start with the Raleigh phase. Anybody broken? I think there is. Yes, there's a German squad. Pointers. There's a German squad here. Your left half of this building is broken. And that's it. So let's roll for them. It's going to be 8 or less. He is stacked with the leader, but the leader has no die roll modifier. He's back in action, Jackson, Mississippi. So good to go on our Raleigh phase, prep fire phase. Again, this is the American phase. Let's start. So here's what we're going to do here. Here being, I'll move this again, as if I haven't done it enough yet. So this building here has 2 American squads and a leader. We're going to prep fire with one of those squads in the hopes we can knock out this German half squad in the church and then dash into there with the other squad. That is our plan. I don't know that it will work. So there's that, and that is 747. No light machine guns. In fact, the U.S. has no support weapons of any type. No 7 column on the infantry combat table. Drops to a 6, adding 2 for the building. Subtract 1 from that, so plus 1. We subtracted because the leader directed fire with a -1 die roll modifier. So it's just a plus 1. 6, 7, 8 is what we rolled. Add 1 makes 9. We got nothing, so that worked horribly. What else can we do here? We've got another American squad here that will prep fire in the hopes of doing something similarly here. Firing across the crossroads at the church. Again, that's going to be 6. Leader directed fire with a -1 leader, so another plus 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another bad, horrible, awful roll. Then we'll try. It's not going to our advantage here at all. There's a squad, 2 squads here. One you can see popped over the side of the wall there. Again, same deal. We'll fire with one of those squads in the hopes of accomplishing something. Is it leader directed fire? It is not. So just the 6 column plus 2. Another horrible roll. We got, okay, here's more prep fire. We can go with, I don't want to fire them. We're going to keep him here, or are we? We're not going to, I was going to prep fire with him, but I'm going to use them to move into this building. At least I hope I am. So I think that's it for the U.S. prep fire phase. That brings us to the much anticipated U.S. movement phase. Thinking. Let's do just that. Let's bring these guys here. And doing so, that does nothing, right? Right. Except put them in line of sight of, I don't know if camera will reach, line of sight of, so you can see them moving here. If you want to get here. And we do have a German squad there in line of sight of, so we'll mark them first fire. They do have a light machine gun. This could be a very bad move, or we could get lucky. Hoping we get lucky. So 5, 6, 7, 8. No cowering because it's stacked with a leader. They also get, that's movement in the open, so -1 for that. And it's going to be an assault move, so another -1. So this could be very bad. Or I could get lucky. Of course, they get a good roll. 6 drops to a 4. It's a +2 morale check, for God's sakes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He broke. Well, you know, what did I expect? Other movement. We're going to move this squad here with no problems. Did he trigger? No, he didn't trigger anybody. So yeah, that didn't go quite as well as I thought it would. We still have a U.S. squad over here that can move. Not sure I want to do that. I might do not. Defensive fire phase. We'll fire these guys here. 8 drops to 4 at the, here being this building, at the adjacent hex with U.S. troops. Let's go ahead and take care of that. No cowering. +2. 8, 9, 10 is a nothing. We'll mark him first fire, which we already did. He is now final fire. It would have been point blank fire, but again, let's see. Did I do that right? 5, 6, 7, 8 would have been 16. Drops back down to 8. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, still nothing. So nothing going on there. We have, again, that's something I'm sure you guys can see because of my camera angle. Let's move it here and maybe you can catch a glimpse. Squad and a leader right behind this. If you go to the tree, building hex open, and then here is going to fire at the squad in the back half of this building here. So that's going to be 5 with a +1. No 5. Callum drops to 4 with a +1 is 6 +1 makes 7. Pin task check. Do I do that? Yeah, I guess I got to do that. Let's mark them first fire. Pin task check on those guys. 747. So 6 when he failed, he's now pinned, and he failed as well. So that's awesome. Things not going well for the U.S. for the start of the second half, but that's okay. Pin marker there. What else? Anybody else for defensive fire? I think that's it. No, we have this half squad that will fire directly across. See the half squad here firing directly across the road at 2 U.S. squads and a leader in this building. That is a 2. And we'll be adding 2. Oh, a 4. That's not bad. Another pin task check. So 747 on a pin. 4, 5, 6, 7. He's fine. He's pinned anyway. Or I'm sorry, prep fired. We'll roll it for the advanced phase. He failed. So another pinned squad. That's 3 pinned U.S. squads. Pin him. All right, and that's the end of the defensive fire phase. Now it is the advancing fire phase. Those that moved, fire. half firepower, and those that did not can fire full power. This guy moved, did he not? Yes, he did. Let's fire him. That's going to be 7, drops to 6, adding, no, half fire. So 2, adding 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, nothing doing there. I would say this guy can fire, but he has broken. And who else? A couple of guys here. Pin. Can't read this. This is, yeah, half firepower, no move. Let's go ahead and fire him. Squad here. Firing an adjacent hex would be 14, drops back down to, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. 14 drops back down to 7 because he's pinned. There's no 7, drops to 6. Add 2 for the building. Finally get a good roll, at least a decent roll. 3, 4, add 2, 6. +1 morale check on these guys. Leader first. 5, 6, 7, and he's fine. And then the squad broke again. So this guy who just rallied at the beginning of the turn is now broken again. He will have to route away. Should allow in the advance phase. We'll see. He's pinned. No move. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off. Anybody else advancing fire phase? They did not fire. So yes, there is someone else. 2 someone else's. No, 1 someone else. 7, 6. Adding +1. What am I doing? I'm firing with the squad over here that did nothing so far. Across the road at the German half squad in the church. There's the 6th column. I will be adding 1. Leader directed fire -1. He rolled an awesome roll. That guy's gone. Half squad has been eliminated. I needed that. I needed that in my life. That's awesome. Okay. Then we do the route phase, which, yes, he will have to route. He being, can I move this way? I know we have a building right in the way. Move the tree here. So the squad that broke it again is now adjacent to Good Order US squad, so he will have to route to the back of the building here. Leader will go with. Bring that, bring this, bring all your stuff. Sleeping bag. Tree goes back. Anybody else? Yes, he will have to route into this broken guy here that was trying to dash into there for a victory point. Will have to route back into this building, which is junk. That's the end of the route phase, is it not? It is. That brings us to the advance phase. An important burning question. How long do these pin markers remain? Because let me guess, pinning isn't something that takes place in starter kit rules, correct? So now we got to get other. Look it up. I'm pretty sure, I'm just being hopeful, I'm pretty sure pinning remains throughout the turn. But I could be wrong. So we'll make sure. So we're looking at pin. Pin. Big pin. No, I don't need that. 7.305, yes. 7. I'm looking in the scripture here, ASL scripture 7.305. Where is that? There we go. Pin. So take it, so fail or pinned. And doesn't tell me. I'm gonna have to, barring pausing the camera, I don't even know if you can pause live. We're gonna assume that you're pinned till the end of the turn. Yeah, it says on the counter, for God's sakes, no advance. All right, so we're screwed. We can't, what I wanted to do is hop right into this adjacent hex and get another victory point for that. But I can't because they're both pinned and they cannot advance. No advance in the advance phase. So there's that. which also means no close combat, and that brings us to the German phase with the beginning of our rally. Well, that's all a bunch of junk. Now we can remove the pins, can we not? They do not endure longer than a turn, as far as I'm aware. Those off. So what should have been 2 more victory hexes for the U.S., the Germans put the kibosh on that, and just really just prolonged everything. So that's awesome. Rally phase again. We have a broken U.S. squad here. Let's rally him. 7 or less. 5, 6, 7. Actually, if you rally in cover, right, you get a -1. Check my math. Anyway, that would mean he did rally. And then the German 8 or less. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he got it. So that's the end of our rally phase. Brings us to prep fire phase. This would be for the Germans. Yeah, let's go ahead and fire with. We'll move here. We got some German movement we need to take care of as well. Let's fire with German squad with a light machine gun and leader direct fire across the open end of this building here. That's going to be an 8, and we will be adding 2 to the die roll. Another good roll for the Germans means a 5 and a +2 morale check on both these squads. Germans just rolling like crazy, and there you go, a broken U.S. squad. Let me guess, another broken U.S. squad. Of course, another broken U.S. squad. So my plans have gone down the drain for the U.S. here. Completely gone down the drain with 2 broken. That's just, in fact, no, I couldn't do that. I was going to say I could, as the Germans run into that building, flush out the broken squads and regain a victory point, but that would mean abandoning that building completely to the U.S., so it would just be a wash. So that was what, prep fire phase. I forgot to check rate of fire because that's what I do. And he got rate of fire, so let's just go ahead and roll that up. The Germans are getting massive rolls here, massive. Nothing doing there, check rate of fire, missed it, so he's done. Massive, massive rolls for the Germans. Apologize for the camera, we're kind of getting more into the town, which makes it a little difficult to portray from that angle, which I insist on keeping. If we can go there, firing from that building hex 2 hexes away is a German squad, which is just a 5, drops to a 4. Leader directed fire means it won't cower. Add 2 for the building you're firing at. Another great roll for the Germans. 3, 4, add 2 is 6. Normal morale check for the 2 squads in there. So winning 7 or less. Fail. And good to go. So another broken U.S. squad. Did I mention this is irritating as the U.S. player? I did. Fire there. I think that's it. No, it's not. Unless I want to move, and I don't. We're just going to fire. So what am I talking about? Now I'm talking about over here. Maybe I can portray that better. German squad with a light machine gun and a leader in here. Do we want to move up to the church? Probably, but then that would mean moving in the open, non-assault move. So no, we're not going to do that. 5, 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of range. It would be long range fire, half firepower. I'm not doing that. I'm not running an open like that. Let's just try our half firepower, which means it's going to be 4, drops to 2. I'm not going to, the way they've been rolling, maybe it will be something. And no cowering, add 2 to the roll. No, they didn't get a good roll this time, so they are prep fired. And that's the end of the prep fire for the Germans because we don't have anybody else. That also brings us to German movement phase, and we can auto move some of these trigger markers towards the action, which we will need to do. Basically means this guy in the garden needs to move up. 1, 2, 3, right here. He will do so. Now that he's done so, he's placed himself in line of sight of U.S. troops. I don't know if you guys can see that. The back of this building here is where he moved from the garden to, placing himself in potential line of sight. So we have to draw shits for that. And nothing. So we don't have to worry about it anyway. More movement. To check line of sight here. So we do have line of sight here, which I just realized. Here being this half of this barn to here. Let me change the angle a little bit. So this half of this barn here all the way to here, there is line of sight. Just now realized that. Should have checked that earlier. Anyway, let's roll for it. Draw for it rather. And we draw nothing. Getting down to the wire here. How many places triggers are left? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of those 4 are going to have Germans in them. I just don't know which ones yet. Let's do movement. Move here and move here, which means we need to draw again for this since they just moved in there. What do we get this time? Nothing again. So now, which one of these 3, this front of this barn, the back of this house, or whatever the hell this is going to have Germans? We just don't know what yet. Once we draw one more fail, the other 2 will automatically fill in, line of sight triggered or not. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to move this guy that was in the back of this building here up, draw again, see if we get something. We did. What do we get? Don Porta. We got another German squad right there. But now since he moved, he can draw fire from these guys. What would be a first fire counter. And they're both good to go. Yeah, then why is he marked with that? I don't know. 14 of 14 column drops to 12. Are we within range? I believe so. 7.7, right? 1, 2, yes. No leader directed fire, so we can cower. We're adding 2 to the die roll for the building. Here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7. We get no movement in open or non-assault move modifier. 7 makes 9, so just a normal morale check. They passed fine. 6, 7, 8, as did they. And guess what? He did not. Broken leader. So that's the end of those. They both first fired? Yes. Anything else we want to do here? As the Germans with so that's something got wonky here. 2 chits left, 1 gray, 1 red. They should both be red if we only have 2 chits left. So let's go ahead and fill these in. So German squad in this building. I just completely changed the building. And a German squad in this building. Now all Germans are on board. No, I'm sorry. You know what I've been doing? I've been pulling German casualties off and placing them. You can't do that. So that is all Germans on board. confusing me. And then that said, with only 7 German squads, if I can get 2 more casualties as the U.S., and that would be a win as well, because that would be more than half of the German force. So that's it on German. All right, fine. So what does that leave? Place your casualties out of reach. Only had 2, right? So I do have 1 guy in here. Now we're good. All right, that was the long movement phase, defensive fire phase. These guys already first fired. They got nothing else they can do. They have nothing. They are broken. They have nothing to fire at. So that's the end of the defensive fire phase. Advancing fire phase. These guys can fire at half firepower right here. 5-4 drops to 2. Add 2. 4, 5, 6, 7. We just missed a pentast check. Doesn't matter though. And these guys would be able to fire, but they have line of sight blocks. So now, route phase. Anybody need a route? No. Everybody good? And advance phase. We'll move these guys up into this weird courtyard with like a statue and some trees. And we want to move. Are these guys good to go again? Yes, but I don't know if I want to move as this German squad adjacent to those Americans again. I guess maybe either way, it's going to be a problem. I suppose I shouldn't make it easy for them. We'll move back into there. So the U.S. can't just roll in. Let's clean up these markers. And then I expect big things from the U.S. this turn. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but that's what I expect. Big things from the U.S. All right, rally phase. No close combat. Rally phase, let's start with these 2 horribly broken squads and building there. 7 or less. 6, 7, he got it. In fact, that's the only squad we can do because there's no leader in that hex. That is our 1 non-leader assisted rally attempt. And then we have this broken leader here. German leader, he gets a 9 or less, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, nailed it. He's got that all day. So that's it for the rally phase. And then prep fire phase. I'm not firing with these guys because I want to move them. Not firing with those. So I'm just going to skip the prep fire phase altogether and plan on lots of movement as the Americans. Let's start that off. We're going to go. I'm going to do the same thing I just tried, which is really stupid. But again, hope to get lucky. So let's just do it again. Trying to make it to this damn building. And in the open, use a non-assault movement. And I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 firepower factors coming at me. Now, this is the time we need the Germans to roll poorly. -2. 4, 5, 6, 7. 5. +2 morale check. Now I need to roll well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did not. See, I cannot do it. It's broke again. Damn it. Why can't the Germans roll poorly when I need them to? Sucks. All right. It's not meant to get into that building, I guess. He's broken again. He's still broken. Let me mute these speakers because they're just crackling because nothing's coming through. All right, so what else can I do? I need. If I was to move from this building here, I'm I'm thinking victory points here, big time. From here and try and get into the church. That would put me in. That would only allow one German squad to fire at me, and I feel good about it because it would only be 4 firepower factors. Still -2, and for God's sakes, I roll a 3, and they're gone. You see what happens? Christ. Just like that. Well, this guy can do it. Puts him right in there because they already shot their shot, and I'm not doing residual firepower. So, you know what that means? That means another victory point for the Americans. Would the leader stay there? No, he would go with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I need 5 more? So I moved. Who else? I think that's it. I think that's really all we can do at this point. I would have loved to move in here, but the Germans slyly prevented that. All right, that's the end of the movement phase. Defensive fire phase. Nothing else we can do here. Yes, there is. We can fire with these guys. You can see again. Fire with these guys in this building at Americans here. You can see one of them sticking out of the side there. And that is going to be 5, 4, 8s, 2 squads, 10. No 10 column drops to 8. Add 2. I thought that leader broke. Oh, he rallied. Add 1. So 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1 morale check. The German's getting all the rolls. I mean, it's just, that's all there is to it. And he broke. And he did not. That's what it boils down to here. Germans just getting all the rolls. Stinky Germans. Alright. Is that it? I think that's it. I have another. Can I get another one of these, please? Thank you. Yeah, first fired. Sorry, first fired. Okay. First fire at an adjacent hex we can do, but it wasn't the result of movement. Final fire. Yeah, we can do that. So we've got final fire coming against this adjacent hex. 8 was going to drop to a 4 because it's halved. It's area fire, later directed. No modifier though, still +2. We get 10, which does not cower because it is leader directed, so a 12, and that's nothing. All right, so that's the end of the defensive fire phase. Advancing fire phase. Is it German turn? No, it's American turn. Advancing fire. Did anybody move that didn't break? Yes, these guys did. So we can advance fire into this hex here. So that'll be 7, 6. Drops to 3. There's no 3. Drops to a 2. Just that. That's a 9. So that's nothing. I think that's it. I think. Route phase. Anybody need to route? Everybody good? Nope. This guy has to route. He's adjacent, so he routes here. And I think that's it. Advanced phase for the Germans. Here's what we're going to do for the Germans. We're going to make one advanced move, and it's these guys that are going to go into the cemetery. You know what they want? That's 2 hexes away, so never mind. All right, that's it for the Americans, or I'm sorry. Yeah, the Americans, and there's nothing we can do. Oh, he needs to route, sorry. He goes back here again. And I think, yeah, that's it, right? You know what? Advance phase, if I move him here, and I mistakenly thought it was the Germans that were advancing. If I move here, leave the leader there. In fact, I can even move the leader with, but no, I'm going to keep him there. That gives us another victory point for now we own the entire church. So where are we at now with victory points? US 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 4 more. God, jeez, that seems like a lot. Okay, fine. German turn. That's that. No close combat again. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm doing close combat. I'm advancing with these guys and doing it right here. Kill the tree. Here's what's happening. I'm not messing around anymore. We've got close combat coming right here. Where the hell did that go? I just lost another die. I lean over this ledge and my shirt catches the 7, and then it's 1 to 1, essentially. So we'll roll for the Americans first. 5 or less. You think we could get a roll, don't you? Now it's the Germans. Ooh, they didn't either. Okay, fair enough. Back to the Germans. It is the rally phase. Germans hanging on a lot stronger than I thought they would. And this taking longer than I thought it would. We'll do this and one more American turn and call it. I don't know what that'll accomplish, but maybe something. So here we are with the Germans. Rally phase. Who needs to rally? Nobody for the Germans. Lots of folks for the Americans. So let's roll for this broken squad here. It's going to be 7 or less, -1, -2. 5, 6, 7. He got it. -1 because of the leader. Another -1 for trying to rally and cover. Right in a building. That's done. And then these 2 guys here, only one of them can rally. 7 or less, -1. Did not get it, so that's 2 wasted, broken American squads. And if the Germans really wanted to be pesky, I guess they could move in there and flush them out. But again, that means abandoning this building here. So I think that's the end of, and it is, German prep fire phase. Should be enough of this going on. Let's fire with these guys. Right here. It's going to be, oops, just an 8. I say just an 8, but it's point blank fire. So that moves to 16. We will add 2. No cowering. Leader directed. 5, 6, 7, 8. +1 morale check. 4, 5, 6, 7. But we add 1 and that makes an 8. So again, can't catch a break as the US. They're done. Who else wants to prep fire? Everybody prep fire. These guys here. So now we got 10, 2 squads. 10 drops to an 8, adding 1. Let's see what they can do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another normal morale check on this squad here. 7 or less. He got that at least. But that's desperation morale now. And then these guys are going to fire across the way at the church. Ooh, that's a shot. That's an official shot. Because the tree fell over. That's going to be 5. No 5 drops to a 4. Adding 2. 4, 5, 6, 7. Pentast check. Doesn't matter because they're not going anywhere anyway. And then that was also prep fire. Prep fire. Finally, the guys that moved to the front of the building behind the church. If you can see, if you cannot. Probably not. And that's going to be a squad with a light machine gun, makes 8. No cowering, add 2. Well, we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1 morale check. Leader first. No, the leader didn't go. Plus 1 morale check. Forward. God, it's the rolls. It's the rolls. It's all come down to the rolls. And Americans can't get the rolls. Germans can, and it's making all the difference. All the difference. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So that's the end of the prep fire phase for the Germans. But again, these die rolls have left a bad taste in my mouth as a U.S. as the U.S. player. I want prep fire markers. There we go. Prep fire. Done. Dunsies. Movement phase. I don't think the Germans need to move anywhere. They're fine just where they are. Defensive fire phase. Yes. No. We've got nobody as the Americans that can do anything. Anybody that could is broken. That's what we're looking at right now. It's really getting close here. So yeah, literally I can't do anything. And then advanced fire phase. I think anybody moved. Everybody prep fired, so that's gone. Route phase. Yeah, route phase, and we're going to move these guys to the back of this building. So now that hex is fully stacked. Everybody else good to go, yeah. And then German advanced phase. Now, I can reclaim this back half of this building, but it would mean, once again, abandoning this. No, I'm staying put. So, no advanced phase? No. All right, American turn. This will be the last turn of today. Rally phase. Let's see what happens. We gotta make this. We gotta make this count. We'll go with these fellas here. One of them. It's gonna be 8 or less. We got it. And then we will go with this desperation morale, which is +4 for God's sakes. Actually, it's +3 because of the leader. +2 because of the building. It's only +2. 8 or less +2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nothing. He could not do it. He tried and couldn't do it. Can't rally for him because he has no leader in the hex. So that's it. Not a lot we can do as the Americans, but we'll try. Prep fire phase. What is going on here? Can I fire from that? Already deemed that I couldn't. No, okay. Or can I? Fire from here to there? I've already deemed I couldn't, so why would I start? He's not firing through the wood. He's firing through that other part of the building, though, so no, he cannot. Do I try and dash one more time? This would be the third attempt doing this. Trying to dash into this other building for a victory point. I keep thinking I'll get the roll. It's really a stupid tactic. But I'm running out of time. I'm doing it again. Here we go. Trying to dash across here into this building in the open with a squad and a light machine gun. My third attempt. It's an 8 column. It's a -2 modifier, and I'm probably going to get the same result. 5, 6, 7, 8. Drops to 6. What is that? A +1 morale check? Will you please? +1 morale check. 4, 5, 6, 7. He made it. Oh my God, he made it. That's a 4, 5, 6. Add 1 is 7. This morale is 7. He made it. I didn't roll rate of fire. Let's be fair. I didn't roll rate of fire on the machine gun. Yeah, I failed rate of fire on the machine gun. He's going. Booking across. Made it. Knocked a tree down. That's another shot. Victory point. He did it. Finally did it. So now it's, I just need 3 more building hexes. 2 of which I could get right here and 1 here. So he can advance to, okay, the good things are going to happen. Trust me here. That was the movement phase, yes. Let's move this leader up here so he can rally this broken squad. Let's move both of these squads here. And that's it, movement-wise. Probably should have triggered some things, right? Yes. So they're going to be jerk faces and group fire into this newly moved into hex. So that's going to be 10, 15 minus 1. 15 minus 1. The 15 column drops to 12 minus 1. Guess what? It's a 3, so there's casualty reduction and a 3 morale check. What's half of a 747? Is a 337. Can't catch a break, y'all. I just cannot catch a break. These die rolls are killing me. And a what? A +3 morale check, for God's sakes. 3, 4. I'll be dang. They got it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's fine. And oh man, he failed. He passed it too. I finally caught a break. Nobody broke on that +3 morale checks. Wow. That's something. That's really something. However, don't get too excited. We're not done yet. These guys can final fire since they moved adjacent to them. And that will be a 4 column +2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is nothing. Caught another break. And finally, these guys can fire into here. And that's going to be an 8 minus nothing. So it's just +2. Leader directed, no modifier. So yeah, +2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Normal morale check. Well, past that, and then the already broken squad there failed it. Now he's casualty reduced and broken. What are they? It's the 337s. That was almost a disaster. Almost knocked the entire counter tray on the floor. Would have been an hour of sorting counters. God, that didn't happen. I'm not in the mood to sort 1,000 counters. All right, what are we doing now? It's American turn. That was a movement phase. Offensive fire phase. Advancing fire phase. I don't think we have anything we can do. Maybe. Actually, we do. We've got this guy that can fire here. 7, 4, 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. No, 3.5 drops to 2. Adding 2. Coward. 6, 7, nothing. And then these guys can fire adjacent, so 7, 8, 9, 10. So what it'll be, doubled and halved again. Well, 10 column drops to 8, add 2. Give me something. Give me something. 4, 5, 6, 7. +1 morale check. All right, here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7. Nothing. He passed. Damn it. He did not. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This squad actually broke. I can't believe it. Leader passed, squad broke. That is leader passed, squad broke. So represent as such. Route phase. Guess what, guys? Since this guy broke here, he has to route to the back half of the building. Leader will go with. And you know what? Anybody else? No. Advance phase. We put 1 squad in here. That's another victory point for the Americans. It's still very close, meaning we only need 2 more. Advance phase here. He'll advance to the back of this building just advance from the front to the back here. Another victory point for the Americans. That leaves only one more building hex we need to control. Where might that be at? So we have half of the buildings in U.S. control. We just need to add one more. And was that it for the advanced phase? Yeah. That's awesome. And no close combat, right? No. Okay. So that was, what was it? About an hour? Just under an hour. I'm going to call Americans on this. It's very close. But as the Americans only need one more building hex to win. And or two more German casualties. And I don't see any half squads. As the Germans, they would need two more German or two more U.S. casualties. There is a half squad that could make that easy on them, a U.S. half squad. Make that two U.S. half squads. So again, it is close, very close. But at this point, I am going to call it for the Americans. Additionally, if you consider the next turn would be the German turn, and even if we went, so this building here is a 2-3 hexer and is vacant, completely vacant. This building right here. We have Germans in a building next to it that could move into here, but then they vacate this. So, I mean, there's a conundrum there if you're the Germans, because you can't cover all these building hexes. And we got a squad here, remember, that can make it 1, 2, and a complete move to one of these building hexes and get the extra victory point. Again, if they moved to block that, they would render something over here open that could be taken by the Americans. We've got, here's something else. Let's do this real quick. So we have a broken German squad here. Let's see if they would rally. It's 8 or less, minus 1. Yeah, they would. We have to count that. So they would rally and they would stay there. I was going to say, if they couldn't rally, they would have to move in the rout phase and allow, no, the U.S. wouldn't be able to do that. The next turn they would. Anyway, I'm calling it. It was a little more fun than I thought it would be. I actually came up with something newish that I don't typically do, and that is the German auto movement to better anticipate line of sight triggers. So in the past, I would always just leave everybody where they are, the unrevealed forces, and wait for them to get triggered. But I think that is a little perhaps unrealistic. So moving what could potentially be force reaction forces such that they can be more likely to be triggered. Anyway, what I'm saying is it worked out kind of nice. I'm only about 25, maybe 20-25% inspired to do more like this. I'm still really itching to get some Napoleonics on the table again, so I guess that's where I'm at still. I mean, kind of forced myself to do this, because I had rebased these guys and got a little more inspiration from the way they looked on their new bases. Also wanted to do something different for you guys, so that's another excuse. And again, had fun doing it. This was not a official scenario that can be found anywhere. The terrain placement and the placement of units was all custom. The order of battle, though, the type and number of squads on each side do conform to a specific order of battle within a specific scenario. That would be Purple Heart Lane. Again, it's a similar firefight with Fallschirmjäger and U.S. Paras trying to take a town. So I feel good about that as far as balance. That's it. Yeah, the U.S. It wasn't easy for them, but in the end, I think they made it happen. So all right, guys, I'll cut you loose. Give me your tactical analysis of this firefight if you desire, and let me know what you think. And the next time I see you will most assuredly be Napoleonic stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.